to the Invincible podcast. Lee Judge is in the building alongside me. Brought to you today by Who Knows Wins, the brilliant app where you can join our game week by week. We've got an Arsenal special this week, right? Just before we get into that, how'd you get on last week?
Should be called Who Knows Loses. That's what it should be called like that.
When it comes to us anyway.
138, tied for 138.
Tied for 138. You know who with?
You. Like, unbelievable. Like, I mean, we
Trust
drew.
me, man. It's the FA Cup, innit? There was so many shocks in it. And so, you know what? I was watching that and wow, what? Nottingham Forest, by the way.
Blew Leicester away.
Blew Leicester away.
That doesn't make it
any better on us.
No,
but you know what I mean? They've now done us. And I'll tell you what, that Jed Spence, who's the right back, I think he'd be a great shout for Arsenal. Yeah. You know what? Him and Tomiyasu battling it out for that right back position, I think would be brilliant. Yeah. But yeah, well done to them. But yeah, the FA Cup done us, man. You know what I mean? My results were all over the place.
It's unreal. Do you know, I think I got the first 4 or 5 up, and I'm thinking this game's easy. And then bosh. I went from about 17th to about 138th within a minute.
Well, listen, don't forget you can enter it. The link is in the description. Of course, you've got to be over 80 and everything. Gamble aware. Be responsible with it. But it's a great bit of fun. This week, right, the competition is an Arsenal special. Wolves versus Arsenal. We're going to be talking a lot about that game today. I put my entrance in. Have you done yours?
Yeah, I've done one. Yeah.
Wolves versus Arsenal. I'll put Arsenal to win.
I've put Arsenal to win, yeah.
Yeah? I don't know if that's the We'll talk about that later, whether that was the wisest thing to do. Over 2.5 goals, I'll put yes.
I've put no.
Huh? You put no?
No.
All right. Wolves to have a 1.5, over 1.5 cards, I'll put yes.
I did put yes to that.
Arsenal to have over 1.5 cards. I'll put no.
Shaka's playing. What?
I'll put no. I'll put no. Yeah.
Shaka's playing. What are you on about?
I'll put no.
No.
Wolves to have 4.5 corners. I'll put yes.
Yes.
Arsenal to have over 5.5 corners. I'll put no.
I put no.
And goal scorer. Who will be the last goal scorer? Who did you put?
I went for my man, Gabriel Martinelli.
I've put Eddie Nketiah. If
that happens.
Listen, I've got to back my guy, man.
I am deleting my account. I'm deleting it. So, that is
Pot
unreal.
prize, £300 at the moment. £3 to enter. Yeah, £3 to enter, right? So get involved with this right now. As I said, it's an Arsenal special. And it's good that they're doing it for for Arsenal special. Also, something extra that the guys from Who Knows Wins are doing this week, right? For this Arsenal special is that they're going to pick someone from random and give them £100 credit for playing this week. That could be me because I'm running out of money after last week.
I need pumping up credit. I've lost every time.
They're also going to include an Arsenal shirt. Right, an Arsenal shirt of your choice, and £50 credit for the biggest loser of the week.
Oh, so no wonder you put Eddie. I know why you put Eddie on there. Yeah, you didn't tell me that, did you? I'm having Aaron Ramsdale now for the goal.
Right. And there's a 5,000 prize pot up for grabs. Right. As I said, for a chance, all you got to do is deposit £5. I think I said £3 earlier. You just got to deposit £5.
£3 for this one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, £3. Yeah.
All right, we'll jump onto it and you'll be able to deposit it. But as I said, right, it's a great bit of fun. Plus, you can win some money as well. And as I said,
cracking game. I love
£100 credit. We're going to pick somebody at random. So, for a special deal for all the AFTV fans. And also £50 credit to the biggest loser of the week. And they're going to give you an Arsenal shirt of your choice. All right. So, yeah, looking forward to that. And the link is in the description to get involved. That's what we're going to talk about today. Arsenal versus Wolves. The football is back. It seems like we haven't played football for ages. It's almost like I'm expecting us to have a pre-season or something. Well, they literally have, haven't they? They've been away in Dubai. Of course, in that time, the transfer windows come and gone. We all know now, we've spoken about it enough. We've not signed a player. Aubameyang went out to Barcelona. He actually came on at the weekend in that game as well, which they won 4-2 against Atletico Madrid. But he's gone now. It's all about what can Arsenal do. This is a big, big game. Wolves, by the way, are only just behind Arsenal in the table. They've got a shout for top 4. No one's really been mentioning them, but they've got a shout for top 4, and they are a very good side. Under that Bruno Lage, he's been doing a great job at Wolves, underneath the radar. And this league is going to be a very, very tough game. We've got Wolves twice in the next few weeks. This, the first one at their place. And we know, we've been there. It's a difficult place to go to. What's you thinking?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very, very tough game. They're on the back of a poor FA Cup result, because I did back them to win. I don't know if you did, I couldn't see them not winning that game. So that puts them in a position where now they're maybe thinking to themselves, well, we're going to go for top 4 as well. If they beat us, they go above us. So, we were talking about this earlier on. It's like we're talking about top 4. Lose this game and we're talking about can we get into Europe, let alone top 4. So it's a massive, massive game. Listen, I think that there's no excuses for Arsenal now. I look at that game against Burnley. We looked jaded. We looked like we was tired. But we've been refreshed now. We've had nice 10 days, 12 days, maybe even more than that off. Had a nice little trip to Dubai. It looked like they had fun out there. So there's no excuses now. We've got to come back to this. I think it'll be the same team that probably started that game against Man City. I'm not too sure about Tommy Asu. That's the only one. I haven't seen about him.
Yeah.
But other than that...
I think he might still be out.
Yeah. Other than that, we've got a strong side, all refreshed. No excuses, Robbie. Got to go there and win.
You look at the table. Wolves, 21 games they've played. They're on 34 points in 8th place. Tottenham, 7th place. 20 games played, 36 points. Arsenal played 21 on 36 as well. West Ham played 23 on 37 points. And Manchester United, in that 4th position at the moment, played 22 on 38 points, right? So there's hardly anything in it, right? Arsenal got a game in hand over Man United in 4th place, but Tottenham got 2 games in hand. But there's nothing in it. You've got, I'd say, include Wolves in that, because like you said, 100%. If they beat us, they go above us, right? But it's so tight for that 4th place. It's basically going to be the team that is consistent. That is going to be the team. Now, all of those teams there going for that top 4 have got flaws. We saw Manchester United lose to Middlesbrough the other day. They were shocking in the second period again. Brilliant at the start, but they missed chances, which is something they don't normally do, to be honest. West Ham, they've got Europa League. They're still in the FA Cup. Also, like Arsenal, didn't go out and strengthen their squad in January. Looks like a big missed opportunity by them. Will their squad is it going to be able to cope with the amount of fixtures that are coming up, right? A lot of people forget. It comes down, you start to draw down, especially after Easter. Every game is a must win. Every game's tough. Even you're playing a team near the bottom of the table, they're fighting for their lives. You can't afford to slip up. This is where you need a good squad, right? Tottenham are Tottenham. Even though they've made a couple of good signings, even though they've got a world-class manager, they are capable of messing it up. We know that with Tottenham. And also, they haven't always been playing great.
No.
Right? And then Wolves, an outside shout for Wolves, as I said. And then, of course, you come to Arsenal. Arsenal now, this is all Arsenal have to play for from now till the end of the season. There's no Europa League, there's no Champions League, there's no Conference League, there's no FA Cup, there's no Carabao Cup. The league, that's it. However, I feel that Mikel Arteta, even though we've heard about new contracts and things like that, which, by the way, we're hearing now, that might wait until the end of the season, which I think would be the sensible thing to do. He's made some big decisions.
Massive.
Getting rid of certain players. Aubameyang thing. Not getting a striker. Deciding, basically, if you see what they've said, they said that they didn't see the player of sufficient quality out there that's available to bring in, and they didn't want to panic buy. But what it's meant is that he's under immense pressure. We have to get... I feel if he doesn't get in the top 6, his job's in jeopardy, surely. You can't finish out of the top 6 3 seasons in a row. But he's put himself in his pressurised situation. He's backed himself. You've got to give him credit for that. He said, listen, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm not going to go and buy anyone. I feel that this team that I have is good enough. Is it good enough, Lee?
Well, we will find out. That's as simple as that.
We'll find out, but what's your feelings?
My gut feeling is that we're probably a little bit short, if I'll be honest. But what you've just said there, we have those things in our favour. As you say, Tottenham have still in the FA Cup. You've got Manchester United still in the Champions League. West Ham on the front of 2 trophies with Europa, and also, of course, the FA Cup. So we have got rest in between games and things like that. Now, the longer the season goes on, the more games that these teams are going to have. So they're playing 3 games a week. It's going to play on them. They're going to get jaded. They're going to get injuries. And loss of form, and then you've got another game coming up. It's going to be tough. So Arsenal, from that position, are in the best position. But ultimately, looking at the games at the weekend, we don't play till Thursday. Man United are playing today as we film this, and then Tottenham are playing tomorrow. I would expect both teams to win.
Then they've got games at the weekend.
So they can actually go within 6, maybe 6, 7 points in front if we don't beat Wolves. That makes it a very, very important game. So straight away, if you were to lose the Wolves, then you're again not playing at the weekend. Those 2 teams win again at the weekend, plus West Ham, let's put them into it as well. And Wolves, because they're beating us, momentum's going their way. All of a sudden, we are under pressure when people turn around and said, oh, games in hand more important. Well, it's the other way around.
And the thing is, we are going to have games in hand, right? But those games in hand that we're going to have, right? Because again, it's really crazy what's going on with Arsenal at the moment, in the amount of weekends with no games.
Unreal, isn't it?
You know, so last weekend, FA Cup weekend, no game for Arsenal. Previous weekend, no game. We haven't played for 2 weeks. Then this weekend, we're not playing because we were supposed to play Chelsea, but they're playing in the World Club Cup. And then a couple of weeks after that, we won't be playing again because we were supposed to play Liverpool, but Liverpool are playing in the Carabao Cup. So it's this real strange situation that we're missing so many weekends of games. But then also, when those game in hands come round, they're against Wolves, Liverpool, Chelsea. and Tottenham. Those are the 4 games in hand. So, you know, it's not exactly like you say, hey, we got games in hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the games in hand from hell.
the other good thing, the good thing about it is we play Wolves on Thursday. We've got a weekend off. Then we play Wolves again in a couple of weeks' time on Thursday. We have a weekend off.
Does it benefit you the weekend?
Well, sometimes it can
I mean,
the
one game a week thing, but I don't know. It's like, I'm not sure. I watched that game the other day with Man United and Middlesbrough. And obviously, United have been off for a couple of weeks. Yeah? Middlesbrough haven't. They had a shorter break. They've been playing. You know, the Championship, you play literally every day. You know what I mean? Towards the end of the game, United looked more tired than Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough looked more match ready, more, I don't know, sometimes it's almost like you can have too much time off.
Yeah, well, that is the problem. And that could well be the problem for us. But ultimately, I think that our young players needed it. I watched Saka in the last game against Burnley. He was running on empty. He wasn't, you know what I mean? He needed a bit of recovery time. I think Martinelli, you know, people say, oh, he's not played that many games. But when you've had a run of 10 games for the first time in your career, ideal to have a break. So I think we needed that, get the players back fit that were injured. So I don't think it's such a bad fit. I do think if you're playing Thursday, then you've got to play Sunday. The time you recover, you're back playing again. So it's not so bad if you're playing, say, like Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday or something like that. So I don't think it's too bad. I also think that we've got energy back into our legs for the end of the season. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think it's a bad. I honestly don't think it's a bad. We're about to find out. I don't think there's any excuses now for Mikel Arteta to use. You can't turn around and say, oh, he hasn't got the players because he chose not to have the players. You can't go on about tiredness because we've had a lovely break. When was the last time that a team has a break like this? Now, people go, it's great to have the break. It's not really, because we should still be in the FA Cup. You know, we should have played at the weekend if we'd have had a team out, but we didn't. So, but top teams don't have this sort of break, and they've always said in the past, Robbie, it suits the teams in Europe because they have that little break going into the chat. Well, it's going to suit us then, isn't it? Because we've had the break, we've had the rest, we've had the luxury of also getting on the training field and putting some proper training in where you can like work out how to break down a team like Burnley. So if they've done things properly, they would have got things sorted out on the training stuff and got the rest that they need and deserve. So I'm looking for a very, very positive end of the season. If there's not, I want to know question. I want to be knowing why there's not been a positive run to the end of the season.
Now, to get into that top 4, we need to score goals. Do you look at that Arsenal team? Is there going to be enough goals in that team? Especially in the centre-forward position. I mean, on the who knows wins, I put Eddie Nketiah to score the final goal. Obviously, I've not done that with any confidence. That is purely just a bet. But in order to get into the top 4, Eddie now and Lacazette are going to have to up their goal.
100%.
They're going to have to come to the party with goals. Can you see it?
Well, the record shows and their stats show that no. Let's be honest. But listen, sometimes you have to get goals from different areas. Like 21 goals in December we got. You know what I mean? 1 in January. Now, the difference between December and January was that we had all our players fit and available in December. The team changed dramatically after that game against Manchester City when we just lost loads of players and all that. We, haven't looked like scoring in our last couple of games, but massive gamble from the powers that be to go this, and one of them two has got to start scoring goals, and if they're not, I agree with what Paul Merson said yesterday. Like Lacazette has had his chances. And for me, let's bring Martinelli up there now to see if he can do it. And if not Martinelli, Pepe. I don't really want to see Eddie and Lacazette so much now. I think they've had their time.
Lacazette. Let's just say, right, with Lacazette, let's remember that even when he's not, this is what I find is the difference between him and Eddie Nketiah, right? So even when Lacazette's not scoring goals, I really do think when you've looked at a lot of his performances this season, he's sacrificed goal scoring for the team. His link-up play and hold-up play has been brilliant. You see him in a lot of games, he's dropped so deep to try and link up. And I think he's been very responsible for Saka scoring a lot of goals and Smith Rowe scoring a lot of goals and Martinelli getting goals because he's the link. He's that. So he's got a big role to play, I still feel, in the team. I think in the case of Eddie, we need goals because he's not going to link up the play. He's not going to hold it up. He's not good in the air. What he is good at, actually, is pressing. He's good at pressing up top.
That was a job at my shop then.
For anybody who don't get that, he's got a dry cleaning business. So you can go press in there. But listen, no. But in the case of Eddie, I feel we need goals. There's 17 games left. I don't know how many of those he's going to start. But I think Eddie needs to score 1 in 2. 1 in 2 or more, but 1 in 2 at least between now and the end of the season. We need goals from Eddie Nketiah. And there's been a lot of talk. People have been suggesting that he may play Pepe as a. I'd love to see that as a striker, the central person of a front three. But somehow, I just don't think Mikel Arteta is going to do that.
No.
I don't know. Maybe he might shock me. I hope he does. But somehow, I don't see it. I mean, he don't even want to play Pepe.
No. Listen, I totally agree with what you're saying about Lacazette. When you're playing, more so in those bigger games, that you need someone to link the play, like he did against Manchester City. It was fantastic, you know what I mean? Like, and it gets, you know, his link-up play, and they can trust putting the ball into him with his back towards goal, and that means then the likes of Saka,
he's an important player,
can go forward. But ultimately, there are games when you're going to need teams, when you're going to be breaking down teams, when they're putting banks of four on it. And when you get that chance, like he did against Burnley, he's got to take it, Robbie. Like, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And that's where the problem lies. That's where the problem lies with Lacazette. But ultimately, I probably like the best thing is maybe to start him against Wolves, because he was, you know, I'd start the same team that played against Manchester City if I can. But ultimately, Lacazette, I know that he contributes and whatever, has still got to get to the party about scoring goals.
Well, I feel with Lacazette, he has to either score goals or he has to make goals for the guys around him, right?
Yeah.
That's when I look at. I'm saying when I look at him, I can see it could be we could get to the end of the season. He ain't scored loads of goals, but his play has meant that Martinelli scored a lot. He's the unsung hero. I look at Eddie Nketiah's game, and Eddie Nketiah's game is all about goal scoring. He's a guy. He gets a bit of a fox in the box. Gets in there. Wants to be on the end of things. He's a goal scorer. You see, you know, some people. My brother's always saying to me, he thinks he's a very greedy player, right? And greedy players in the box, strikers, are not. You know, they score goals. He needs, because he hasn't got that element to his game, the hold up, link up stuff, bringing people in. He needs goals, and this is a very, you know, I think Mikel Arteta has put a lot of faith in him, in keeping him, and saying to himself that, you know what, I don't think there's no one else better out there that I could have bring in at the time. I'm going to go with him. He has to repay the faith shown in him and score goals, even though, you know, I was thinking of another scenario. He scores like 10, 12 goals and then he just walks off.
Well, he's going anyway. I think that's the case.
Walks off at the end of the season for nothing.
I'm going to be honest. I hope I don't see a lot of him. I hope I don't see a lot of him, and if you don't score no goals, because that means then that the other players are doing the business. He might
listen, I don't care who scores them.
No.
Right? So if he's scoring goals, then I want to see a lot of him.
Yeah,
but, I mean, I want to see a lot of him. I just
honestly think it might be desperation if he's coming on. That's my point.
We got two strikers.
Yeah,
him and Lacazette. So it won't be desperation. He's a main guy now.
Well, I don't know.
He's Lee. He's a main guy now. He could even start on Wednesday. He's the main guy. Him and Lacazette are the main guys. And if you actually look on it, he's probably more of an out-and-out striker than Lacazette. So he's the main guy. All right, cheer up.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
Well, I'm sorry.
Listen, he could surprise us all. He has to
score from 2 yards, because he can't score from a yard.
Well, even if he scored 10, 20 goals from 2 yards, it's all good.
Listen, if he
needs to score. This is the problem. I feel, and again, this is going to be a big test for Eddie Nketiah, because he's going to be under a lot of pressure in every game to score goals, because the fans are going to be looking at it and say, right, we want to. He can win over all the fans by scoring goals. Because I don't think fans want him to do badly. They want him to do well. He does well, right? We do well. I think fans, there's just been a bit of frustration. For a few reasons with Eddie Nketiah. Number one, he hasn't signed a new deal yet. Number two, he hasn't scored a goal yet. And number three, we all wanted like a big striker. We wanted that top striker in the January window. We haven't got it, but this is Eddie Nketiah's chance to say, well, you know what, he didn't need it, because I'm here.
Well, this wait and see, then I'm not convinced by that. Like, you know, I would prefer to see someone like Martinelli going down the middle before him. If that's my honest opinion, I feel that he's had enough chances.
What would be your front three then?
My front three for
Wolves.
For Wolves, I would probably go with Lacazette, because we're away from home. But on the home games, I'm going Martinelli up top.
So who's on the left? What, Smith Rowe?
Smith Rowe, yeah. Bringing in Smith Rowe.
And Saka on the right.
Saka on the right, yeah. that would be my front three. I mean, and eventually, like, that would be my front three if they start scoring goals. I think at the end of the day, you've got to start looking to get, I've said it before, to getting Smith Rowe back in his team. He's not in the team at this moment in time. He's our top goal scorer. So for me, if he's picking Eddie over him, then that's on Mikel. So I would look at it and go, right, I know the different positions, but you can bring in a Martinelli to go down the middle, which will open up the door for Smith Rowe. That's how I would go. But for the first one, I would probably, because we're away from home, we've got to get control of the ball, can play. Probably Lacazette's the one. But ultimately, for me, I'm looking to go down the route of Martinelli and Smith Rowe in those positions, and if not Pepe before them.
Pepe before Eddie.
Yeah, way before Eddie. I've had enough of. I think you're right in a little while what you're saying. He's not wanted to sign a contract and all that. He's had enough. If realistically, Robbie, he's turned around and said, I ain't getting enough game time, that's why I'm not signing. Well, he's had enough game time. He's had more minutes since he said that than Pepe. He's not scored enough goals since then. He's not scored a goal from then. He's had more minutes than probably, I'm going to say over the last month or so, he's had probably more minutes than Smith Rowe. You know? So why hasn't he signed it?
Because he knows he can walk away at the end.
Exactly.
So in the summer for free and get himself a nice.
So I don't want to see it. So I go back to the original thing. I don't want to see him. I'm done with him.
But listen, I don't personally. I don't look on it like that. I'm like
you're not ruthless enough. That's the trouble,
No, he's contracted until Arsenal until the summer, just like Lacazette.
He can
he's contracted to Arsenal to the summer. So is El Neni. Their contracts run out in the summer. By the way, it's going to be a busy summer, right? But there's contracts with all of those players until the summer, right? Until the end of your contract, we want the best out of you. There's no point in whining now over, I don't want to see him and why didn't we, you know what I mean? And you never know, he could bang in a few goals and maybe Arsenal then say, you know what, we're going to give you a new deal.
Oh, I'll put it another way then. I don't want him to start a game for Arsenal. There you go. I'll change that then.
You don't want him to start?
I don't want to see him start a game for Arsenal. I'll be furious if he starts a game for Arsenal.
So,
furious. That means he's gone over Martinelli, he's gone over Pepe, and he's gone over Lacazette.
Yeah, but he could be starting because he scored a few goals. What's there to be furious and then be happy?
I'll say it again. I don't want to see him starting a game for Arsenal. Because I don't. When's he going to score?
Well, if he don't start, he's never going to score.
Well, yeah. So you're saying start him on this game now, then? Do you think that's right?
I wouldn't start him.
Right.
I wouldn't start.
So
him.
He's going to have to come on and score goals. That's what
I wouldn't start him in this game.
So he's going to have to start. He's going to have to come on.
Wolves
and
score
a tough
goals. Game.
Are you going to answer the question? He's going to have to come on and score goals
in that game. But there might be other games I start him.
Right. What in front of what?
Lacazette might be a bit tired. Lacazette could be injured.
So you're saying that Eddie comes on.
He'll start games before the end. Now before.
So he starts games before Smith Rowe. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but he's a striker. Smith Rowe's not a striker.
So improvise.
You play Smith Rowe as a striker?
No, I won't put Smith Rowe as a striker. As I said, I've
played Pepe. I mean, he's a striker. You know what I mean? Listen, he's here.
He couldn't strike a match.
He's here. We've kept him. If we're keeping him and we're going to keep faith in him, to me, I would play him, yes.
So you're saying at the end of the day then, and I want this straight, that you would put him in front of Lacazette, Pepe,
He's a natural striker.
So that's what you're saying?
He's a natural striker.
So Lacazette gets injured, right? He's like...
If Lacazette gets injured, then you start Eddie.
That is what you're saying?
That's what I'd probably do.
I like seeing the comments what people say about it.
They're probably going to have a go at me, right? But I'm saying that I would start Eddie because at the end of the day, if you don't give the guy a chance, we don't know, do we? Yeah, I think even though he's only...
What do you mean we don't know?
He hasn't scored a goal in the Premier League this season, but I think he's only played 4 games in the Premier League. So we have to put a bit of perspective on it, right? Even though I've been very critical of him and he's missed some very easy chances, but he ain't really had a chance, has he? Let's be real, right? Now, we've kept him, and in my books, if we've kept him, then we've got to give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do. You don't know.
We've kept El Neni.
You could be, in a couple of games. In a couple of games' time, in a couple of games' time, you could be coming here singing Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. I know you. You're walking there, Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. Yeah.
Right, look, listen, I'm as I'm sitting here now, right, I hope I'm proved wrong and Eddie gets into double figures.
Well, how are you going to know that if you don't get given a chance?
Well, all right.
So that's what I'm saying. My starter is Lacazette. But we all know Lacazette, between now and the end of the season, there'll probably be, he's even in games, isn't it? He blows up a bit.
You say what? Well, come on. You prefer to have Eddie up front instead of Martinelli?
No, you could if Martinelli started and he started over on the left-hand side.
Well, you can play Smith Rowe. No, that's my question.
Oh,
now.
Listen,
you're going for Eddie over Martinelli. Come on,
no,
because you said that.
I'm not. I'm saying
you just said I'm putting Eddie in at centre.
I'm just going off the formations that we've been playing.
No.
You know what? The thing is about it, right? Is
flop. He's flopping here. What are you doing? Lacazette's out. He's not playing, right? Who are you playing up front? You said Eddie. Brennan, did he say Eddie? I think you can rewind it and say he said Eddie.
Hear what I'm going to say now.
Right, all right. We're rewinding this bit.
My preference then would be to start on Martinelli.
But
I'm just going.
You just said give Eddie a chance.
But I'm just being real right now. The manager's been playing Martinelli over on the left-hand side, right? So I'm saying that if Lacazette comes off, right, it's going to be, or if Lacazette's injured, it's going to be Eddie down the middle. I wouldn't mind seeing Martinelli because I remember that time when Aubameyang got sent off. Remember that? And he was missing for a couple of games.
Yeah, he played him up front.
Martinelli came, he played down the middle. That wasn't
scored against Chelsea.
That wasn't under Arteta, was it? Was it under Arteta?
Yeah.
But he played down the middle. He scored in 2 of those games.
He scored against Chelsea.
2 out of 3 games.
Yeah.
And looked good.
Only had 2 games, not 4, 2.
Yeah,
2.
But he's never been played there since. I think, was it the start of the season he got played there? But the manager don't seem to fancy him down the middle. So if he's not going to be fancying him down the middle, it's going to be Eddie. And we've got to give the guy a chance. Listen, as I said, I've been critical of him, some of the chances he's missed and that. But he's here now. We're going to have to give him a chance. What's the point in keeping him then? And then we may as well have got the 10 million quid for him. Or whatever it was Palace were going to pay and just...
Listen, I think at the end of the day...
He's got a role to play.
If Crystal Palace would have stumped up more than 12 million, because Arsenal get a compensation package, didn't they, of that, I think Eddie would have gone.
Well,
so I don't think it's a case of...
I've already said it.
He's here.
In January, we should have sold Eddie Nketiah, got the money for him, we should have went and got a striker. Full stop. We didn't do it. Eddie's here. I feel...
Let's hope Eddie does the business.
We got and for him to do the business, he's got to be given a chance.
I'm getting behind Eddie now, Eddie, I'm getting behind him.
It doesn't sound like it to me. That's like a
Gavy. That's what I'll be coming in saying. Gavy.
No, listen.
I'm going to rewind this back, and it's definitely I'm giving Eddie a chance.
What if he proves you wrong?
I'll be more than happy. I'll buy you a bottle of bubbly.
Because it happens, right? You never know. This is the time for heroes. Who's going to step up and be that hero? It could be Eddie. Could be. It come the end of the season. It could be like you saying, I'm fed up with this club now. We're going to let Eddie go. He scored 12 goals. He's got us fired us into the Champions League. And we've not given him a new contract.
We shall see, though. We shall see. Hey?
Right?
12 goals and Eddie don't go together.
Well, this is what we need. Is what we need. I was gonna look at Arsenal's next 6 games and tell me what you'd expect out of these. Realistically, I know what you're gonna say.
No, realistically as well, I'm gonna say.
Wolves away
win.
Tough game, man. They're a good side.
Yes, they are.
Wolves are a very,
if you want to get top 4,
good...
you've got to go there and win. Because when people say, Man United lost there and so-and-so lost there, we drew at home to Burnley. We've got to make those points up somewhere along the line.
I do think they're a bit weaker without Traore. That was a surprising one for me, for them to sell Traore. Brentford at home.
Tough game. Brentford, you know what I mean?
I think the Wolves game's tougher. I think
one of the best teams in London, you know what I mean? We've lost to them,
Brentford, though, despite they've done well.
Nailed on 3 points. Nailed on 3 points. Nothing more. Nothing less. No excuses.
I thought you were being serious.
No excuses.
Wolves at home.
Tough game.
But at home.
At home, 3 points.
Watford away.
Tough because it's away from home. Every game's all tough away from home, but they're down the bottom for a reason. 3 points.
Leicester at home. They've been struggling, Leicester.
They have been struggling. I think Bubbles sort of look, not that burst, that's a difficult thing to say. I just think that
They've had a lot of injuries as well.
a lot of injuries to key players as well, like, you know, defenders and everything like that. Like Arsenal, Leicester are a very, very good side when they got their first 11 out. They've not had it all this time, you know what I mean? And that's why Brendan Rodgers is struggling. So at this moment in time, I would expect 3 points against Leicester. That'd be a tough game, but I do expect us to win that game as well.
Villa away.
Now,
A tough game.
tough game. I'll take a draw straight away for that game, right? You know, so if we can win those first 5 and get a draw in the game against Villa.
I'm looking at Villa's team the other day, man. They've got some good.
They've got some.
This is the other thing when I say, listen, particularly in the summer, Arsenal need to add quality to this team because when you look at Villa's team and some of the players they've
got a good squad.
You know, they've got a very good squad. Douglas Luiz, Coutinho, Ollie Watkins, Danny Ings
doesn't play all the time. You know what I mean? They've
got a better strike force than us.
They've got a better strike force.
John
just about to
McGinn.
say that, you know, John McGinn, very, very good midfield player.
You know,
would walk into Arsenal's midfield.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Luca Dina.
They signed there.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper's not bad.
Emi Martinez in goal.
I don't know where they got him from.
You can really, you put their team next to us. There's not a lot in it, you know.
And the right back's very good and all that. Matty Cash.
Yeah, it's not a lot in it, man. I'm telling you, when you look, you stack the two teams side by side, and they've got a couple of good young players there as well.
Got a good young manager as well.
Gerrard's managing them.
Top player he was, and he's becoming a top manager. So they've got, you know, that'd be tough. You know, away from home, Villa. Listen. If, for instance, we've won those 5 games going into that, that would give us a massive confidence.
So you think win 5 out of 6? I mean, win 5 out of 6.
Yeah, well,
we then start to have a great shot. I think.
Don't forget, there's a batch of 5 games we've got which are not there at the moment. Liverpool, Chelsea
away, Chelsea away,
yeah, West Ham
away,
Tottenham
away. All 3, those 3.
United. So we've got Manchester
United at home.
So there's 5 games there where I'm be honest, you could get hardly any points from them if I'll be realistically. So when you've got an opportunity, the batch of games we've got now, we must take the maximum points we can. It's as simple as that.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Getting into the top 4 is going to be the team as well that holds their nerve.
If you listen, Robbie, if you can't beat or have no confidence beating Wolves away from home, Watford away from home, right? Because that's in the 2, right? Yeah. What confidence you got going away to Chelsea, away to West Ham, and away to Spurs?
You got confidence in beating Wolves away?
No, I haven't. But we've got to go and win these games.
Yeah. I mean,
and build the confidence going into those bigger and tougher games. You know, and at the end of it, if we're not to beat Watford or Wolves away from home, you're not going to get top 4. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It comes down to it now. I'm going to Molineux on Thursday. I'll be there. And I'm looking at that game and I say, right, win this game. That doesn't mean to say that we're going to get to the top 4. Lose it and you can forget about it. And that's how big this game is.
Forget about it.
That's how big this game is.
So, I think a win away at Molineux, especially in the position they're in, would be massive.
Brilliant result.
Massive. That would be... And as well, we need a win. Let's remember the January we've just had. We ain't won a game in January. And we haven't seen the team perform well since Christmas. So we need a win. We need a lift. The fans need a lift. I think those players as well, they need a lift. They need a boost. There's certain players in that team as well that owe Arsenal. Granit Xhaka will probably be back.
Well, yeah.
He owes Arsenal big time. He's part of the reason why
he needs to have 17 super games. Because I'll tell you what, people can criticise Granit Xhaka, but when he's been playing, that's when our best performances have been there. When he's been in midfield. Well, he has. I think, you know, he played well against City at home. He played really well in that game. Well, the team played really well in that game.
He played really well. He gave away the penalty.
Yeah, but the team played well. He played.
No, he didn't play well in that game. We were 1-0 up. We were looking great. We were looking like we'd probably score another goal, and then he goes and gives away a stupid penalty.
He gives the team.
That's not playing well.
He gives the team balance.
He does, but.
And our better performances have been when he's been in the team. I'm not saying that's because he's a great player and all that. So, but he has got to be at his best performing week in, week out, alongside Thomas Partey, right, for Arsenal to play those performances that they've done.
Partey was brilliant against City.
Yeah,
and we need to see that Man City Partey from now till the end of the season.
17 games.
He's another player that really has to step up.
He's the boss midfield. They need to boss it. Then Odegaard's been fantastic.
Odegaard's been playing well. I've been happy with Odegaard.
Yeah, Tierney was awful against Burnley.
He was. He didn't
absolutely
look fit.
Awful. So he's had a nice little fresh break there. Should come in and do well. As I say, the two central defenders, Ben White and I think Ben White's got a little bit of criticism for me in the last few games. Bit unfair because he's playing right back in the last one. Like, you know, he's moved over to right. He's had a couple of games at right back. Central defence, him and Gabriel is a good solid partnership. Tommy Asu's a big loss if he's not going to be there. But I'll tell you, I don't think he's played really well the last couple of games. Ramsdale's been a little bit shaky in the last couple of games. You know, so this break might have done him good. Refresh the batteries, you know, concentration levels, etc. We go again. Listen, I think that, you know, Saka, by the way, was running on it. If he can perform to the standards that he did just before, you know, those games, I think Arsenal will be all right.
I think somebody's going to have to be. Somebody's going to have to be a hero.
Bring a game.
Someone's going to have to be a hero from now till the end of the season, and that's what I'm saying. Even could it be Eddie Nketiah?
Who are you going to put your money on then? Let's have one player who's going to say now, if we're going to get the top four, which is the player, and it's right, someone's got to be a big standout player. It could be Thomas Partey, and someone's got to bring their A game to the end of the season.
It's the kids again. I'll still probably be looking at a player like Smith Rowe or Martinelli or Saka. Those three. It's one of them three.
Yeah.
But I'm saying those three have been carrying us, right? But I want to see someone else now emerge as where we just say, wow, you know what? I want to see someone else emerge. So that might be Eddie. But you know what? Listen, he's had a lot of faith put in him. He could save the manager's job. He could make the manager.
Let's hope he does. It'd be fantastic if he does. You know what I mean? But I'm going to stick with Saka.
No, Saka's been our standout guy. Him and Smith Rowe this season, they've been the two.
Yeah.
But what?
One of them.
You know what? And when I think about it, I'm heaping it on even players like Eddie again. No, you know, as a matter of fact, senior players now. Xhaka, Thomas Partey, Lacazette, right? I want to see those guys stand up. Those guys are the heart of the team. I want to see those guys stand up. It's for those guys, because you know what? What starts to happen when you're getting a run in as well? You get games there. Every game's like, you can't lose it. You got to win. You got to go away to Watford and win. Draw's not good enough. Early in the season, you can go away to Watford, get a draw. You can say, not the end of the world. You know,
we move
on. Go away to Watford, get a draw now. It's like a loss. This is where the senior players have to stand up and dominate. He's got two of them in the heart of midfield. He's got one of them up front. They have to lead the youngsters. They have to lead us to that top four.
Yeah, and they've also got to chip in with a few goals as well, because we've not got like the 20 goal strike. So, you know, like we haven't. I don't think we got a striker that's going to get more than 7-8 goals.
We're going to need it from all over the pitch. So we need
it all over the pitch. So we're going to need 2 or 3 from Xhaka and Partey. We're going to need a couple from the defenders, and then we're going to need like either Martinelli, Saka or Smith Rowe hitting double figures.
Yeah. Just before we go there, be watching any? You be taking in any of the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
On Sunday.
I'll have a little.
LA Rams, which of course is Stan Kroenke's team.
I do like it. I like their kit, the yellow and blue, but that's about all. That's about all I do. That rhymes, that doesn't it? But
Bengals or Rams you going for?
Oh, big Cincinnati fan all of a sudden. I've always liked the Bengals, you know what I mean? Like so, but yeah, they're decent. Listen, they ain't winning it. I'm telling you that. If the LA Rams are going to win this.
Rams get to win. The owner might be in a good mood. He might decide to splash out a bit more money.
Listen,
he might be like, my job's complete now with the Rams. Now I want Arsenal to emulate the LA Rams.
Let's hope that's the case, because I think the LA Rams will win the Super Bowl.
Do you like American football then?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah. Big Washington. I think they're called the Commanders now.
Yeah,
aren't they?
yeah,
Like,
changed it from the Redskins,
like to the Redskins. Yeah, so I'm a big Washington fan.
So you get the game and everything like that?
Yeah. Well, I've been to a couple of games. I've been to a couple of Washington games. No. When
the Tottenham Stadium, you've been there, isn't it?
I've not.
American football.
I've never been to Tottenham. I've never ever been to Tottenham Stadium.
Oh yeah,
never been.
I've been there actually.
No, I was meant to go there obviously a couple of times with Arsenal.
Yeah.
The Joshua fight when before COVID, I was meant to go to that but didn't go. So no, I've never been to Spurs. So I've been to over in America. I've watched the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New England Patriots, and I've actually been
Tom Brady in action.
No, I was going back a few years. That was going back before Tom Brady was even playing. So I've seen the Washington Commandos now. When they played, I can't remember how they played now, but they drew. I think it might have even been the Cincinnati Bengals. Wow. They drew. So yeah, I enjoy it.
Come on then. So so why are the LA Rams the favourite?
I just think that they're like got a stronger division, stronger way. The Bengals have just got through probably like, a little bit of luck from that point of view. So probably like, realistically, the Rams wouldn't have thought they'd have played 49ers in the championship game, but they did. So yeah, I just think they're the stronger side. Got better players.
I have to admit, right, the Super Bowl, even if you're not the way they do it. I was in America one time when they have the Super Bowl final and they have these 2 foot long rolls, subway rolls they do, and they do all these block parties and... You
talk about food, like Super Bowl. I cannot believe that.
But it's a big part of it, and drink, and it's massive, man, and the halftime entertainment and...
Yes, it's just a great... It's very hard to stay.
Would you like to see that, like when they do, say, for instance, like the FA Cup or the Champions League final? Do you think they should adopt a bit of that, like having a live act? Because it does bring a massive audience, doesn't it?
It does, you know what I mean? Like, it does. I think it's something that we could look at, certainly with the FA Cup. I think the FA Cup just lost its little bit, hasn't it? Like,
it's just a traditional band walking. Yeah, I mean, which is nice. It's nice. But
I like the abide by me. That's always
I love that.
I've always been.
I love the tradition of that. Yeah. But mate, what about half time? Where I mean?
Well, yeah, I think that maybe they should do something like that at half time. Yeah,
although all the fans will be in the concourse.
Yeah. But
what's that racket out there?
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? It's for the entertainment for the TV people, isn't it? Like, and listen, the Super Bowl sometimes never really, lives up to expectation. But the whole actual event of it is spectacular.
It's unbelievable. It really is. It really is an unbelievable event. So looking forward to it. So you going LA Rams?
I think LA Rams will win that. Like,
yeah,
I do. Do I want them to win it? No, I don't. You know what I mean?
I told you, listen, Stan be in a good mood if they win it.
Listen,
and then it comes the summer. As I said, he said my job's complete at the LA Rams. Now I've spent it on Arsenal.
I like to see the LA Rams lose because then hopefully he's feeling the pain that I feel every time Arsenal lose. You know what I mean? Like, and
guess what, Lee? He's actually going to be there.
Oh, of course he is.
Because he goes to those games.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He'll be there.
Was it at the Europa League final? But he'll be at that.
I'll tell you what, here also, I bet you know what colours they're playing in and everything like that. You know what I mean? So.
All right. Listen, once again, don't forget Who Knows Wins, the app, the Arsenal special that they're doing on that this week. You're going to pick a random person and give them £100, right? Also, you can win yourself a shirt and £50 just by being the biggest loser of the week, Lee. I expect to see you in a shirt next week.
I'll tell you what.
Let's go deposit £5.
I actually went Martinelli for the last goal. If
deposit Eddie gets £5, a chance to win a £5,000, and I have put Eddie Nketiah as the last goal scorer. You know what? There's a thinking behind it as well. I did it.
Go on.
Last goal scorer, so he'd probably be come off the bench,
fresh.
So, Martinelli, if he scores, he'll probably not be the first goal scorer. Yeah, got to look, think about it up here, mate.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. We'd be 2-0 up at half time and then we'd just defend the second half.
Bad mind, you know what I mean? All right, listen, thanks very much for watching the show. The link is in the description for Who Knows Wins. And we'll catch you next week. Big week for Arsenal. We haven't had a game for a couple of weeks. Really need something to lift the fans, to lift the players. We need a win. Those players let's hope that trip to Dubai has really focused them and we can get a massive win.